All I gotta say is, sequels, learn from this. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Reptastic once again, where movies and entertainment are our reputation. So the Babysitter Killer Queen was once again directed by Mick G and once again stars Judah Lewis. The film follows Cole 2 years after the events of the first film, as Cole takes a trip with some friends on a boat to a lake for a party only to fight for his life once again. As I was doing my first Babysitter review, I've been hearing good things about these films, but I've been hearing even better things about this one ever since it was released last week, I believe. And I gotta say, they weren't wrong. So let's get into the positive of the Babysitter Killer Queen. First and foremost, I know I knocked the humor down a lot in the first one, but that is one thing that they did right in this. The humor was actually pretty good in this. I laughed a little more. Well, a lot more, actually. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I did laugh a lot more. It didn't feel forced. You know, the first seemed dull. The first one, it just seemed really dull, and it just seemed really stupid. I just couldn't get into the humor for that one. But in the Babysitter Killer Queen, it's like they improved. It's like they learned from their mistake. I mean, in my eyes anyway. But it didn't feel forced. It didn't feel rushed. It just flowed a lot easier. Yeah, there was some dumb moments in this film, but not nearly as bad as the first one. And the story was great. You got Cole, who's a little grown up now. 2 years has passed, and he's still dealing with the trauma that was that night of the events of the first one. He's got a little PTSD, I guess you could say. It doesn't really show that much, but after being what he went through, yeah, kind of like a war veteran in the same sense. When you go through something tragic like that, you're going to relive it. And not in a good way either. So he's on like many medicines. His parents is worried about him. And one thing that he made a mistake on is telling everybody about this blood cult and stuff. Of course nobody's going to believe you, dude. You should have kept your mouth shut in the first place. And that's what he deals with. Nobody believing him. And his parents wants to send him off to this psychiatric ward, which forces him to go on this boat trip. But yeah, this guy was a little bit of a wreck. You kind of have to feel sorry for him because nothing really ever goes right for him until he starts trying to survive. As I said, he decides to go on this boat trip with some supposed friends of his, only to relive that whole night over again, only on a lake, which made it even better. You know, it added the flavor to this. Sort of a Camp Crystal Lake vibe, and there was one moment in this film where one of the characters actually joked about that. We're in Camp Crystal Lake trying to find this kid, and that was kind of funny. And then as the movie goes on, all hell breaks loose, literally, and you got some nice plot twists as well, which made this film even greater in my mind. I mean, it made this film stronger. I'm always a sucker when it comes to plot points and twists. Always with the unexpected. What you think you see isn't what turns out to be. So I've always been kosher to that, which is why I was always a fan of Tales from the Crypt. A lot of the episodes featured those points. You know, what you thought was real isn't. You know, what you thought was this was something completely different. And that's what this movie gave out. And that's why I was always a fan of the Saw films as well. I mean, not so much as the torture porn aspect of it, but the plot twists at the end, which made it all the more worth it. And this film had plenty of that. It pretty much shocked me throughout the whole thing. That, yes, it does connect to the first one, but in a really good way, and it was pretty grand. It was really great. It just leaves your mind working, and I really do like that. Like, even M. Night Shyamalan, every single one of his movies kind of does the same thing. Love it. Let's talk characters. They're pretty interesting. A lot of the characters from the first one does return in this. But reflecting off the storyline and without getting anything away because this is a new release, I'll just say that that's one of those plot twists that I was talking about. Of course, you get returning cast member Judah Lewis, who plays Cole. Of course, it's 2 years later, and he's in high school. He's a little grown up now. And you can definitely tell, you know, looking at the first one, he was like, I don't know what age he was. I think he was like 14 or something like that. And this, he's probably like 16 or 17. So he's in high school. He's trying to deal with all this trauma and trying to get away from his past. Of course, it bites him in the butt again in this as the movie goes on, of course. But he did a really good job in this, like he did in the first one. He was about the same as on my rating level for this as he was in the first. So he gave it a pretty good performance. Then you have newcomer Jenna Ortega, who plays the new student of his class and becomes Cole's lover later on. And, tries to survive along with him because she just so happens to be in that same area when all this chaos was starting. And I thought she did a pretty good job. Strong, independent, yet tough, with a mysterious past. You don't really get to find out that much about her until like maybe the third act, which is another one of those twists, which I won't give away. She plays a definite key role in the plot. That's all I'll say. And as I said before, most of the other characters from the first returned, and they were pretty cool. One I've got to talk about, and I didn't really harp on this in the first one because I wasn't sure if it was the same guy I was thinking of, but Andrew Bachelor. If you look up on here, on YouTube, look up King Batch. In these films, he plays like the comic relief. He's pretty much a cartoon character. He was really hilarious. You can tell that this guy was born to be a comedian.
Oh, you okay? You look like you seen a gorgeous black ghost.
But look up King Batch. Kingbach. Before they stopped the vines or the vinyl or whatever they called it on here, I heard that they discontinued those, but they're still up there. But if you click in King Batch, those are some pretty funny videos. A friend of mine from college, back when I was going to RCC, had showed me a lot of his videos, and particularly the gas money ones. Those are hilarious. And there's like others that I have that I downloaded on an SD card. He's just a funny guy.
All right, Dan.
All right, you got that gas money?
I'm gonna get you next time.
Oh, cool.
Hey, what you doing?
Taking your ass back to the crib.
All right, Dan.
You got that gas money?
But it's an electric car.
Yeah, you right.
Robin! You got that gas money?
Yeah, I'll get you when we get to the back cave.
I mean, he's a natural born comedian. Kind of like Chris Tucker. And I couldn't help but laugh throughout the whole film every time he was on screen. He was pretty hilarious. I'll just put it to you that way. And I like the fact that each of the cult followers, they sort of like, for like maybe 5 to 6 seconds or so, but you get the gist. You get to find out who they were before they joined up for the cult. And I thought that was pretty good. It's like a little origin story for like moments here, a moment there. But it wrapped up pretty nicely, and I thought that was pretty cool. And like in the first one, the gore effects, it was great. Didn't look fake. It looked real. It looked awesome. When you watch a horror movie, that's what you expect. That's why I hate all these PG-13 bullcrap horror films that's been coming out here lately before the theaters shut it down. But yeah, I mean, the blood and gore was really great in this. Didn't hold back. And of course, as I stated before, Mick G, the director, returns for this, and I thought he did a really good job with the direction. I liked where he went with this. He had his work cut out for him, just like in the first one. He had a real good handle on things, on where this movie was going, and I really respect the man. The overall impact was just great. Unlike the first film, which was this one actually improved it a lot for me. It moved me so much because of all the, because of where the story was going and where the plot twists and all that came in. It just kept my mind going and going, and it's like, oh, I didn't expect that. What the hell? And that's another thing. They kept on showing up those words on the front of the screen whenever everything started. It was just all crazy. But the overall impact was just phenomenal. It's a definite improvement over the first one for me. It felt like a real sequel. It didn't feel forced. It didn't really feel forced at all. Because at the same time, it was connecting to the first one in a big way. But at the same time, it didn't feel forced like most sequels does. And it just didn't suck. How else can I put it? It didn't suck. I had a blast. Babysitter Killer Queen is a fun and satisfying sequel that will surely have you begging for more. It's Reptastic. So, the Babysitter Killer Queen, what was your thoughts on it? Did you like the overall impact? Did you like this one better than the first one, or did you like the first one better than this one? Leave me your comment down below and give me your thoughts. Thank you, as always, guys, for watching this video. I ask you to like, subscribe, and comment if you hadn't already. And I look forward for more reviews and videos coming soon. I'm hoping to get some more content out. I know all I've been doing is reviews mostly, but I've been trying to work on some more, so look forward for that. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace the Rep House.